Hello everyone in the YouTube world, it's Spirit Room 152. Okay, so, this is something I've been kind of wanting to address for a while. Okay, so there is a Somerset fan gossip Tumblr, and I have been written on there, and I'm sorry to say, actually, I don't know whether or not to be sorry, but I'll tell you right now, a bunch of the Somerset's fans are a bunch of shithead ableists. What ableism is, it's basically, ableism is discrimination against people with disabilities. I have high-functioning autism. I have Asperger's syndrome, which is the high-functioning autism. I also have bipolar disorder and ADHD. I will tell you right now, if you think what you're saying about me is funny, I honestly wish you could walk a mile in my shoes. It's not easy. It's not an easy walk. You will find yourself finding it hard. There are certain things you can't deal with. There are certain sounds, there are certain sensory things you can't deal with. I want to see if you could deal with it. It's not funny. Calling me a stalker, saying all this bullshit, you're not making yourself look cool. You're just making yourself look really sad. And this is something I've been wanting to say for a while. A lot of you are going to be parents. At least one of you will end up with a child with a disability or disabilities way worse than mine. And if you do, it's going to be very difficult. I've seen my parents put up with it for the last 21 years. And you know what? They don't have resentment. It's just but the thing is, if you cannot deal with being around someone who has a mild disability like I do, what more your own child if they had a disability? If you can't deal with me, then you couldn't deal with your own child. I will tell you that right now. What you're saying, what you're doing, it's disgusting, insulting, and it's not even funny. I will tell you right now, autism, it's an ugly thing. It's not something you want to have to deal with, right? Someone wrote on the gossip page. Let me find it. Okay. Someone submitted this. It says, I would like to inform you all that autism isn't something that should be used negatively. The reason people use it this way is because they're easily brainwashed by the stigma the media creates or are just insensitive ableists. Autism is part of a person. You cannot separate the autism from an autistic. Therefore, you are not only insulting autistics, but you're making our lives much more difficult than they should be. We are not your insult, pity, or inspiration. We are actual people. There's a lot of truth to that. And I feel like a lot of you do not think I am a human being. Like, I am just, yeah, I exhibit behaviors I can't help. But insulting me because of my disabilities, calling me Josh Montgomery stalker, you have no idea how hurtful and out of line that is. I don't even know where to begin with that. It's like, I feel like, because it's like, you have no regard for people with disabilities. And if you saw somebody with a disability in person, would you tell them what you've been saying? Would you insult them the way you've been insulting me? That is a really good question. Because the answer is, no, you wouldn't. Because you feel so strong and so you feel invincible behind a computer screen. But when you are faced with somebody who has a disability, you wouldn't even dare to say it to their face. Well, guess what? I'm going to Warped Tour in Columbia, Maryland next Tuesday. This upcoming Tuesday. I have this puzzle piece on my arm. The puzzle piece is a symbol for autism. Now, for anyone who watches this video and has said something nasty about me or someone else on the internet because they have a disability, I dare you to walk up to me and say what you said about that person or me to my face. You know what? If you did that, no, you wouldn't do it because, like I said, you feel so powerful behind a computer screen. It's like you have no regard. And you know what? I think it's sad. Because, like I said, one of you may end up with a child with special needs. I wish you the best of luck because it is not an easy ride. You are going to, with autism is not one size fits all. You put 100 autistics in a room, you get 100 different types of autism. Right? Some autistics, like myself, are high functioning. You don't really see the autism unless we tell you, or you observe us long enough to see the behaviors that are exhibited. I exhibit behaviors I can't really help. Okay? I exhibit behaviors I cannot help. I do things that and you know what? It's not funny. When you sit there and you insult me because of things that I cannot help, sometimes I wish, you know what? I hope you end up with a special needs child, because you will just find out how hard it is. My parents, they never resent. I asked them one day, Mom, Dad, have you ever resented me because I have special needs? They said, absolutely not. To this day, they haven't. I asked that question 4 years ago. To this day, they still don't resent it. It makes me think about all this stuff like you've been saying. It makes me, like, really, it's sad, it's pathetic, right? No matter how you spin it, you are discriminating and insulting me. Don't be all like, oh, I'm not insulted. I don't have anything against people with disabilities. If you're sitting there saying shit about me, you do. No matter how you spin it. I am so sick of everyone saying like, oh, you don't have autism. You're just trying to make up excuses for your behavior. Oh, you don't have autism. You can help the behaviors you have. You just don't feel like doing anything about it because you're too lazy to do it. You say that to my face, or if you're even saying that period, please go fuck yourself. I seriously wish one day you understand. Autism is not a laughing matter. And it's not funny. It's hurtful. When you sit there and you say shit about me because I am an autistic, you are a disgusting human being. I don't care how you spin it. Doesn't matter. If you're gonna sit there and make fun of someone because they have a disability, please go off yourself. It's seriously not funny. Like, alright. Let's say there's a person. Okay, let me ask you this. If you saw someone with mental retardation, they had cerebral palsy or something, and they were in a wheelchair, would you say what you've said about me? Would you say that to them? Would you say it to them? If you put a hand on me with a let's say, for example, you come up to me and hit me in the face, would you hit that same person? Would you hit the person with all those disabilities that I previously mentioned? Would you do that to them? If you wouldn't do that to them, why would you do it to me? Why? Because my disability isn't all that clear? like you can't see it. Just because my disability isn't like you can't see it, it doesn't mean I don't have a disability. And it pisses me the fuck off when someone tells me, when someone says something really insulting about like autism within itself. If you tell me, "Oh, you can't be autistic. You can talk," or "Wow, you're so high functioning." Seriously, those two things are very, very insulting, because especially the "Wow, you're so high functioning," that is especially insulting, because you are discounting the fact that I have a disability. You know what? I may have a disability, but you know what? That hasn't stopped me from doing normal things. It hasn't stopped me from going to concerts by myself. It hasn't stopped me from walking up to Josh Montgomery from the Somerset and asking him to his face if he and I could possibly hang out. That's not an easy thing to do. Especially, so I remember when I did it, my stress and anxiety levels were going through the roof. It was a very difficult thing for me to do, because it was emotionally draining. Now, I see a lot of you writing nasty shit about me in relation to Josh. You might want to stop while you're ahead. And you know what? You want to talk shit about me? That's fine. Just do not bring my disabilities into it. Because, yeah, fine, cool. You want to talk shit about me? Alright, cool, fine, dandy, whatever. But never, ever bring someone's disability, whether it be mine or someone else's, into your gossip. If you're going to talk shit about them, don't bring their disabilities into it. Because it's not good. You are discriminating. You're discriminating against people with disabilities. And it's sick. It really is. And I hope anyone who's seen this and has said something and has made nasty comments or insulted someone or discriminated against someone because they have a disability, I hope you fully understand at some point how it can be hurtful. Because I feel like at this point you don't understand how hurtful the things you say about people with disabilities are. Because if you're gonna sit there, you know what? A lot of what was said, it was very upsetting. Telling me, like, calling me stupid, saying shit in regards to my disabilities, it's not funny. Spirit Room 152, signing off.